Constables. Climbing it represents what I saw inside took my breath. So ruthless and cunning, I was determined to resist him. He had come to take him away. Under wicked colonial and the police force had been compromised. This is going to be a long journey. This channel is created to provide information to help you win all life battles, both inside and outside. So if you will be kind enough to subscribe to this channel, to continually get access to everything that we share, the revelations, the interpretations, the implications on spirituality, psychology, sociology, your economy, taking back your life, liberation. By subscribing to this channel, you help us to continue to reach more people with relevant information to win the battles of their life. I am Shepherd. Thank you. So why am I doing this? The light shines not because it hates darkness. It shines because it is what it is. This message is different. Many will be disappointed, shocked, but many will be relieved as well to finally have someone put words to the truth they've always known in their own spirit. I found myself walking into a city ruled by a kingpin, a tyrant so ruthless and cunning that he controlled everyone through bribery. Those who refused to be bribed, he blackmailed. He had the entire city in his pocket. The people lived in fear. No one could challenge his sleek and oppressive rule. Even the police force had been compromised, bought over or bound by fear. The city was under siege, spiritually and structurally. And yet, here I was, stepping into this place like a teenager wandering into a ghost town, unafraid, vexed in my spirit that a single man could hold an entire city captive. I was determined to resist him, to disrupt the false power he wielded. As I walked deeper into the city, I came before a one-story building. In front of it stood a completely dry tree, seemingly dead, yet somehow still standing. It bore no fruit and no leaves. I climbed up its branches, skating towards the balcony of the building, and from there, I entered into the living room. What I saw inside took my breath. Seated on what looked like both a throne and an official chair was my good master, Jesus Christ. In my consciousness within the dream, I knew him to be the Chief Constable, the only incorruptible one left in the entire city. He stood alone in defiance of the Kingpin's regime, resisting with unwavering truth. He had never sold out, never backed down. He kept revealing the truth, offering the people their only real hope of liberation. I was his age-long student, dearly loved, long absent, and I had finally returned, not knowing I would find him here. But I had followed the inner leading that brought me back, and here he was. Then I understood they had tried many times to silence him, to have him arrested, but he always outwitted them by a higher intelligence. Yet this time was different. I saw the military men approaching. They had come to take him away. The men, about 4 in number, had already entered the living room and stood inside with us. I was just seeing my good master after such a long time, and now these people are trying to take him away from me. I was shaken by this. At that moment, I spoke to him telepathically, pleading with him to switch places with me. I would wait here while he excused himself to use the bathroom or any other excuse just to enter into his room. Then he could escape through the window while they arrest me instead, so he could continue to do his all too important work of defending the city's sanity. But he gently declined. He told me that this time he was ready. I stood there wondering why. As they led him away, he turned to me and telepathically said, "Continue my work. Sit on my chair." But I couldn't. I felt unworthy. Instead, I stood behind the chair, telling myself I couldn't afford to sit on my master's chair. I would just stand behind it and watch over it, I convinced myself. I don't know if that was the right response because it was clear he wanted me to carry on his assignment, to sit on his chair and continue the work he had begun as the soothsayer, an incorruptible liberator of a city in bondage. I watched him leave with the soldiers. At that moment, I was still too sad. Then a sudden awareness came to me. He sold the bag. And this knowing gave me hope and strength to proceed as instructed. What are the implications of Revelation 1? A city is a symbol of society. It is Nigeria under corrupt rulership, Africa under wicked colonial or neo-colonial powers, and the world system under an extraterrestrial slave master who rules it by proxy of global elites. The people are enslaved, spiritually, morally, and structurally, through guilt or greed. The dry tree that's alive but fruitless symbolizes religion without spiritual truth, a weighty institution with no guarantee of liberation or redemption for souls. Climbing it represents your need to go beyond religion, to discover what truly works. Religious knowledge may be useful on your way climbing up, but truth can only be found by reaching into higher realms of spiritual reality, where you come face to face with your true self and life mission. The house is that spiritual place of truth that everyone must come into, like the private altar of your inner spirit, where no lies can be accepted as truth. It is where the good master, Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach, awaits every soul that seeks truth, and once found, the seeker must go ahead to become. Entering the realm of spiritual truth removes the need to idolize and deify the good master, as you must now occupy your throne as a member of divine royalty and defend your office as a divine emissary, sent by the same higher power and authority that sent Jesus Christ, to represent righteousness in a society bedeviled with deceits. That Jesus Christ willingly surrendered himself echoes Gethsemane as documented in certain scriptures, but it also speaks to the fact that once the divine messenger begins his or her work, the world must rise in opposition, seeking every way to pull downwards. Let everyone be prepared. In this revelation, a greater moment is that of commissioning, where you're told exactly what to do with your human life. Until you come to such a moment personally, your life is a waiting process, unactivated. The dreamer's hesitation manifested through years of waiting, thinking himself unworthy due to self-criticisms and other related guilt trips that the world and religion offer every one of us in abundance. If you are called, you are worthy of your calling. Go for it. But first, climb higher than the world wants you to. The law enforcement agencies of this world will not defend you. Do not depend on them for true justice. Spiritually, structurally, and socially, the world is a prison disguised as civilization. Distrust any system, religious, political, corporate, or cultural, where truth is suppressed and fear governs the people. The Kingpin is the spirit of domination that works in people to tell lies and manipulate other people so that no one can question or hold them accountable. Compared to the extraterrestrial forces behind all present worldly deceptions, humans are like teenagers being bullied by a group of cosmic elder siblings. These extraterrestrial bullies were born into the physical, local universe before humankind. but the fearless teenager, innocent, spiritually provoked, confronts wickedness regardless of how old, ancient, traditional, or normalized it is. As a human being, you must never be impressed by the magical and technological powers of those who enslave your kind, but rather be angered by their injustices. It has been divinely destined that your presence on earth marks the beginning of divine disruption to their wicked reign. But you must deliberately climb higher than those who are still hiding from being targeted. The dreamer is a prophetic reformer, a returning student of truth. His inner vexation is a sign of spiritual sensitivity and a heart aligned with divine justice. If you feel the same way about the world, it is a sign that you're also ready to take up your mantle. Unlike the law enforcement agencies of the world, the Chief Constable works with and for another government. Under its former ruler, the world saw Jesus Christ as a self-appointed officer and king. But his appointment is both divine and true. Today, it matters not what the world thinks of your divine calling. You represent the last incorruptible authority in a world gone rogue. Like the good master, you must operate with divine intelligence to keep yourself steps ahead of the enemy, who would never stop seeking your end. For you, Jesus Christ is not a religious icon, nor is he a deity to be worshipped, but rather, he came to earth as the unyielding truth bearer, the incorruptible authority within a compromised system. His role as Chief Constable is a direct challenge to the counterfeit authority of the Kingpin of his time and a revelation of what the true students of Jesus Christ must be today. Nothing, not even death, is enough reason for any of us to leave the office of truth unattended. The master teacher of truth transferred the mandate to another student teacher of truth, not out of defeat, but for the purpose of continuity. The good shepherd would never sacrifice any of his people to protect himself. Hence, the good master bore the consequence of walking his calling in a sabotaged world. All true shepherds are not those who merely carry the religious title or flaunt the name. They operate as constables of righteousness in today's world. The dreamer, though reluctant, accepts the charge in humility, standing behind the chair, watching, guarding, waiting. Yet a time must come when all who wait must rise to act, because those who wait without acting have waited in vain. Truth is never to be embodied solely by the master. It must also be carried forth by the students who are his kindred and his lineage on earth. If you need help further distilling the messages in this revelation, or if you desire to explore further insights which you might have, my arms are open to hear and share in your journey, the Shepherd Way. If you seek to become a signal partner by sharing these messages to others in your world, or to transmit them in other formats, my ears are open to hear and share in your transmissions the Shepherd Way. If you seek to criticize, challenge, or condemn the messages of truth which you have now received, or to dilute, pollute, and corrupt it, my eyes are open to witness and testify against you, the Shepherd Way. Till we meet again, you have my sincerest assurance. You are not a human being. You are being human. How you choose to be human is your responsibility. Not even Jesus, Muhammad, or Buddha could choose for you. That's why they chose for themselves. Now, it's your turn.